Hi everyone. In this tutorial, this seventh tutorial, I am going to tell you about how to create database in SQL Server. Okay. So what is a database actually? Database, according to the definition, is information that is set up for easy access, management, and updating. The information that is gathered in one place so that it can be observed and analyzed. A real-time scenario. Let me tell you about this phone book. Like in this phone book, in our home you can see different person's phone details, like contact details we can find there. So phone book is an example of real-time database. And one more thing is diagnosis reports. Like when we go to the hospital, you know, not to carry all the reports, right? They will also has, depends, you can carry your reports as well, but they have uh, your reports as well stored in their systems likewise, right? So they will store all the patient's reports who came to the hospital, right? Or who has all the reports, who has done different tests. They keep a track of all those records. So that is an example of database. Okay, I hope you got it. What is a database? Okay, there are system databases as well, which our SQL server by default has four databases called master, model, temp, and MSDB. Master database is the database. Let me show you. Go to the SQL server. Here, by clicking on database, here in system database, you can see four database. These four database: master, model, tempdb, and MSDB. Master database is a database is a which store system informations like settings of user creations, logins, all those system related informations will be stored in master database. Model database is the database which act as a template for any sort of creations. Like for example, if you want to create a database, there should be some template, right? The way the database should be created. So in the same manner, it act as a template not only for database but different creations, like whatever you are going to create um, in our SQL server, then it act as a template. So it stores all those information. So it is a model database. TempDB is a database called temporary database. This database will store information for temporary, like for any operational work to begin and end. There might be some in my information should be stored at some place, right? And it can be temporary as well, not to be permanent. So the tempdb will store these temporary data in their databases. Okay, so MSDB is the fourth database, system database, where it will store all the information related to scheduling tasks in our SQL server. Scheduling tasks like creating a backups. Okay, MSDB database will store all those information. It has all those information related to uh, scheduling tasks. Okay, let me go to the next slide. In this slide, it has shown how to create database. Okay, directly. So it is a blood image here. So directly we'll go to the SQL. So I logged in with SA user. So in order to create database, you have to right click on this database. You have to select new database. Okay, so it will ask for database name. Let me create sample test database. Okay, so it is a database name. So it will create two files called data file and log file. Initial size of this database is 8. If you want to change, you can change. By default it is 8. And if you wanted to increase or auto growth, like whenever it reaches 9 size, then it has to uh, increase its size, right? Otherwise we cannot enter the data. So you have to right click in the, so you have to click on these three dots. So by default it is increasing with the 64 megabytes. So whenever initial size of 9 is completed, so it will increase the size, it will add plus 64 megabytes. Okay, but if you, and it's unlimited, and if you want to limit it, you can limit for particular extent. And if you wanted to increase by percentage, you can click on this in percent, and you can enter those details by 20%, by 30%. So whenever initial size of 9 gets complete, then 30% size will get increase again, 30% of 9. Okay, in the same manner, these two file growth can be useful in auto growth or increasing the size. So I'm keeping by default 64. I'm clicking on OK. So when I'm scroll right, you can see the path as well. Okay, data file is a file where data gets stored. This is the log file where transactions or logs, you can see the history, what things has happened, activity, we can call it as activity feed as well. So all those details will get like stored in log file. Let me show you in the, let me go to the path first where it is showing SQL server, ms data. Okay, ms data log. So going here, this PC, see program files, uh, it is management studio, Microsoft SQL server, MSQL data. So here data, we haven't created that file, right? So that's the reason we cannot see that sample database. So let me go to the options here. Nothing much about it. File groups, nothing much about it. So I'm clicking on OK. Okay. So the database got created now. Let me refresh it. See, sample database, we got it, right? This is sample database. Okay. So let me go to the file data. So let me refresh sample database. See, sample database and log file both got created here. Okay, in data folder we have sample database and sample database log. So it is a main database and it is a logs or transaction or activity of this sample database, it gets stored here. Okay, I hope you got it. Let me go, anything was, something was left written here. So database owner, you can see dbo prefix, not here I think. We can see dbo prefix, all those things. Oh, that's a different thing. Let me erase this one. Okay, I hope you got it now. Okay, let me know if you have any issues. Until then, thank you, bye.